When you write certain words in secret, something happens that doesn't occur any other way. Right now, millions of people are unknowingly inviting doubt, jealousy, and negative energy into their sacred space by sharing their desires with others, sabotaging their own manifestations. Meanwhile, a small group of people write specific words in private, guard them like precious secrets, and watch as the universe moves heaven and earth to bring their written desires to life. What you're about to discover goes against everything you've been taught about manifestation. The world tells you to share your dreams, announce your goals, and seek support, but the most powerful manifestation technique ever found works in complete silence, hidden from the world's opinions. The secret written word carries a force that spoken words cannot match. When you write specific phrases in private and keep them absolutely confidential, you create a sacred pact with a higher power that bypasses all outside interference. Your written desires become sealed agreements with the universe, protected from the contaminating energy of doubt, criticism, and well-intentioned but destructive advice. This ancient principle has been used by history's most successful people. Though they rarely spoke of it publicly, they understood that written manifestations gain exponential power through secrecy, silence, and sacred solitude. Today, you will master this lost art of secret written manifestation. The ancient truth is this: what you write in secret, the universe rewards openly. When you commit your deepest desires to paper in private, you activate spiritual forces that public declarations or shared affirmations can't access. The power isn't just in the writing. It's in the sacred silence that shields your manifestations from the energy of others. Most people drain the power from their manifestations by telling everyone about them. The moment you share your written desires, you invite another person's consciousness into your manifestation process. Their doubts become yours. Their limitations become yours. Their fears contaminate your faith. What was once a pure channel between you and divine intelligence becomes cluttered with outside energy. Written manifestation works because writing engages multiple senses and levels of consciousness at once. Your eyes see the words, your hand creates them, your mind focuses on their meaning, and your spirit aligns with their energy. This multidimensional engagement creates an imprint in both your subconscious mind and the spiritual realm that is more powerful than thought or speech alone. Understanding that silence amplifies spiritual power will change your entire approach to manifestation. In silence, your desires stay pure, uncontaminated by the opinions and energy of others. In the secret space, a higher power can work without interference from external doubt or criticism. In the private chamber of your consciousness, miracles have room to form and grow. The universe responds to your written words with supernatural precision when they're protected by sacred secrecy. Every letter you write in private becomes a prayer. Every word becomes a command. Every sentence becomes a decree that activates spiritual law. But the moment you share these sacred writings, you dilute their power and invite confusion into the manifestation process. You may have experienced moments when keeping a desire secret dramatically accelerated its manifestation. These were demonstrations of the spiritual law of sacred secrecy in action. When you protect your manifestations from outside energy, the universe can deliver them with greater speed and precision. The story of Hannah in the Bible shows the profound power of secret prayer and silent manifestation. After years of being childless and facing constant ridicule, Hannah went alone to the temple and poured out her heart in a silent, secret prayer. Her prayer was so intense and private that her lips moved without sound, leading the priest Eli to think she was drunk. Hannah made a sacred vow in complete silence, promising to dedicate her son to divine service if her request was granted. Her secret prayer, uncontaminated by doubt or the opinions of others, created such a direct channel to the divine that she not only received her son Samuel, but was blessed with more children afterward. Hannah's choice to keep her deepest desire a secret, rather than seeking public support, created the perfect conditions for a miraculous manifestation that changed the destiny of her nation. Perhaps the most powerful part of secret written manifestation is learning which specific words create the strongest spiritual contracts. Certain phrases have more manifestation power than others when written in private. Words like "I am divinely guided to receive," "divine intelligence arranges perfect circumstances for," and "the universe conspires to bring me" create powerful energy fields when written in secret. The key to effective secret writing is using present tense language that assumes your desire is already happening. Instead of writing, "I want to receive abundance," you write, "I am receiving unprecedented abundance through divine channel." Instead of hoping, "Maybe I'll find my soulmate," you declare, "Divine love is manifesting my perfect partner." This present tense certainty creates an energetic alignment with immediate manifestation. Let's activate this principle right now through sacred action. I want you to pause this video, grab a piece of paper, your phone's notepad, or even write on your mirror, and write down one specific desire you want to manifest. Use present tense language as if it's already happening. Write it clearly. Feel the power of those words. Then keep that writing completely private. Once you've done this, come back and comment below, "I have written my miracle into existence." When you write this comment after completing the sacred act, you're not revealing your specific desire. You're declaring that you've activated the ancient power of secret written manifestation. Your comment becomes a testament to your faith without contaminating your manifestation with outside energy. This creates the perfect spiritual dynamic: private action with a public declaration of faith, sacred secrecy with an open testimony of belief. Another way secret written manifestation works is through energetic protection. When you keep your desires secret, you create an invisible shield around them that prevents negative energy from infiltrating your manifestation process. Jealousy, doubt, fear, and limitation can't attach to what they can't access. Your silence becomes your strength. Your secrecy becomes your power. You may also notice that your most successful manifestations often happened when you kept them completely private until they appeared. This wasn't a coincidence. This was spiritual law in action. The universe prefers to work in secret, arranging circumstances and opportunities behind the scenes before revealing the final result. When you align with this divine preference for privacy, you accelerate the manifestation. The practice of secret written manifestation requires developing sacred discipline around sharing your desire. This means resisting the temptation to tell friends about your manifestation work, avoiding the urge to seek validation from others about your dreams, and learning to find satisfaction in the private relationship between you and a higher power. Napoleon Hill is a great example of the transformative power of secret written manifestation through his practice of writing private letters to his imaginary council of advisors. For years, Hill wrote detailed letters to historical figures like Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, and Andrew Carnegie, seeking their guidance on his challenges and dreams. He never shared these letters with anyone, keeping them as sacred, private communications with the wisdom of great minds. Through this secret writing practice, Hill began to channel insights and solutions that seemed to come directly from these historical figures. His private written dialogues developed his thinking so profoundly that he eventually wrote Think and Grow Rich, one of the most influential success books ever created. Hill's willingness to engage in secret written communication with invisible mentors without telling anyone about his unusual practice created a direct channel to wisdom and guidance that transformed not only his own life, but influenced millions of others. His secret writing practice became the foundation for principles that have created countless fortunes and achievements worldwide. Understanding that written words create energetic imprints in the spiritual realm explains why secret manifestation is so powerful. When you write your desires privately, you are literally etching them into the fabric of spiritual reality, where they can take root and grow without interference. These energetic imprints become magnetic forces that attract the people, circumstances, and opportunities needed for manifest. The universe works through invisible forces that respond to invisible causes. Your secret written words become invisible causes that create visible effects in your life. The more privately you hold your written manifestations, the more powerfully the universe can respond to them, without outside interference or energy contamination. Perhaps you've noticed that some of your most heartfelt prayers and desires never manifested when you shared them, but similar desires appeared quickly when you kept them secret. This experience shows the difference between protected and unprotected manifestation. Secret writing protects your desires from the doubt, fear, and limitation that others might unconsciously project onto your dreams. The sacred art of secret writing also includes choosing the right time and environment for your work. The most powerful secret writing happens in complete solitude, often during quiet hours, when the world is asleep and spiritual energy is most receptive. Dawn and late evening hours have special manifestation power, for secret written work. Your secret written manifestations gain extra power when combined with deep gratitude for their eventual fulfillment. Writing phrases like "I am so grateful that divine intelligence has arranged this perfect blessing" creates a state of reception that speeds up the manifestation time. Gratitude written in secret has exponential power compared to gratitude expressed publicly. The practice of secret manifestation writing requires absolute faith in the unseen realm and trust in a higher power to arrange visible results. This faith develops through consistent practice and the repeated experience of watching your secret written desires manifest at the perfect time. Each successful manifestation builds your confidence in the power of sacred secret. You must also learn to recognize when the universe is responding to your secret written manifestations through subtle signs and synchronicity. Often the first evidence of manifestation appears as increased opportunities, meaningful coincidences, or unexpected developments that align with your written desires. These signs indicate that your secret writing is creating movement in the spiritual realm. The spiritual law of sacred secrecy also includes understanding when and how to eventually share your manifestations after they've materialized. Once your desires have become physical reality, you can choose to share your success stories in ways that inspire others without revealing the specific secret writing techniques you used. This maintains the sacred nature of your practice while blessing others with hope. Learning to find fulfillment in the private relationship between you and a higher power becomes essential for long-term manifestation success. Instead of seeking validation from others about your dreams and goals, you develop deep satisfaction from the sacred silence where your desires take root and grow. This private spiritual intimacy becomes more fulfilling than any external approval. When you speak into being the power of secret written manifestation, declare with absolute conviction, "My secret written words create visible miracles." This affirmation activates the spiritual law that turns private writing into public manifest. Another essential aspect of secret written manifestation is learning to write with complete honesty about your deepest desires, without fear of judgment. Since no one will see your secret writings, you can be completely authentic about what you truly want in life. This honesty creates pure energy channels that the universe can use for precise manifestation. The power of secret writing also includes the ability to process and transform limiting beliefs through private written dialogue with a higher power. You can write questions about your fears and limitations, then write answers that come from your highest wisdom. This private counseling session between you and infinite intelligence creates breakthrough insights that external advice cannot provide. Perhaps the most transformative understanding is recognizing that your secret written manifestations connect you directly to the creative power of the universe. When you write in sacred silence, you participate in the same creative process that spoke worlds into existence. Your private words become co-creative forces with a higher power, manifesting new realities through the power of sacred secrecy. You may have been waiting for permission to pursue your deepest desires without explaining yourself to others. This is your invitation to step into the power of secret written manifestation, where your private relationship with a higher power becomes your greatest source of manifestation power. The universe is waiting to respond to your secret written words with open miracle. The practice of secret manifestation writing becomes a form of spiritual discipline that develops your faith, focuses your desires, and creates unbreakable bonds with a higher power. Each private writing session becomes a sacred appointment where you commune with infinite intelligence and plant seeds of manifestation in fertile spiritual soil. But understanding these principles without practicing them changes nothing. A higher power has revealed the secret of written manifestation, protected by sacred silence, but you must choose to activate this power through consistent private practice. You must resist the urge to share your written desires and find satisfaction in the sacred secrecy that protects their power. The universe is waiting for you to step into the sacred chamber of secret written manifestation. What I've shared with you today is more than information. It's an invitation to participate in the most intimate form of co-creation with a higher power. These principles have transformed countless lives through the simple act of writing sacred words in secret silence. You now possess the knowledge that turns private writing into public miracle. You hold the secret that transforms hidden desires into visible reality through the protection of sacred silence. This is your moment to begin the most powerful manifestation practice ever discovered. Before you write your next desire in secret, write these words first, and watch as the universe conspires to make your dreams reality. I am one with infinite intelligence, and my secret written words manifest perfect results. Divine love arranges all circumstances for my highest good. I write in sacred silence, and receive in divine abundance. My private words create public miracles. My secret desires become visible blessings, and my hidden faith produces open rewards. All that I write in sacred secrecy manifest in perfect ways under grace. Have you been pleading with the universe, hoping it will finally say yes to what you want? Maybe you've been praying and visualizing with little more than wishful thinking, waiting for some higher power to decide if you're worthy of your desires. You've probably felt frustrated by the randomness of it all, wondering why some people seem to have a direct line to the universe while your requests go unanswered. What if I told you that you don't have to beg the universe for a thing? What if there's a powerful spiritual law that obligates a higher intelligence to respond to your commands with total certainty? What if you could tap into a principle so potent that the universe has no choice but to say yes? This spiritual law has been right in front of us for centuries, demonstrated by every great leader and innovator in history. Yet it's been misunderstood by the masses, who continue to plead instead of command. This law works with the precision of a mathematical equation, responding to specific spiritual mechanics that, when used correctly, make manifestation a certainty, not just a hope. You were never meant to be a beggar. You were created to be a co-creator, someone who understands how to activate spiritual laws with the same confidence that you flip a light switch and expect the room to light up. The universe operates on unchangeable principles, and when you align with them, it has to respond affirmatively to your declarations. The ancient law I'm revealing is the law of absolute faith combined with unwavering expectation. When these two forces unite in your consciousness, they create an unstoppable spiritual momentum that compels a higher intelligence to bring your desires into physical reality. Most people approach manifestation from a place of hope, rather than a place of knowing. They ask the universe to grant their wishes, filling their requests with doubt and uncertainty. But the universe doesn't respond to spiritual begging, it responds to spiritual law. When you learn how to activate these principles, you move from hoping to knowing, from requesting to commanding, from waiting to receiving. Think of the universe like a cosmic courtroom. When proper legal procedures are followed and correct evidence is presented, the judge must rule in favor of the case. Similarly, when proper spiritual procedures are followed and correct spiritual evidence is presented, the universe must rule in favor of your manifest. The spiritual evidence that compels the universe to say yes includes absolute faith, unwavering expectation, and persistent declaration. When these three elements are present together, they build a spiritual case so powerful that a higher intelligence has no choice but to manifest your desire. You've probably had moments when you knew with absolute certainty that something would happen, and it did. Those weren't lucky coincidences. They were this spiritual law in action. When your faith reaches the level of absolute knowing, the universe has to comply with your expectations. The biblical story of Daniel shows this principle clearly. When King Darius was pressured into signing a decree that anyone who prayed to a god other than the king would be thrown into the lion's den, Daniel faced a test of his faith. Instead of hiding his prayers or compromising, Daniel opened his windows and prayed 3 times a day, just as he always had. His unwavering expectation that a higher intelligence would protect him never faltered, even as he was thrown into the den of hungry lions. That night, an angel shut the mouths of the lions, and Daniel emerged without a scratch. The next morning, when King Darius found Daniel unharmed, he was so amazed that he issued a new decree commanding everyone in his kingdom to respect Daniel's divine power. Daniel's absolute faith and unwavering expectation didn't just save his life. They transformed a kingdom's relationship with the divine. His spiritual certainty forced the universe to demonstrate its power in a way that changed history. Another powerful part of this law is learning to make declarations instead of requests. When you declare your desires, you are operating from the assumption that what you want is already yours in the spiritual realm and just needs to show up in the physical world. This assumption creates the spiritual conditions needed for rapid manifestation. The difference between requesting and declaring is like the difference between begging and command. When you request something, you are implying that you are separate from a higher intelligence and hoping it will grant your wish. When you declare something, you are affirming your unity with that intelligence and commanding a spiritual law to manifest your desire. When you grasp this fundamental shift in consciousness, you'll feel the need to speak it into being. Declare with authority, "My word carries divine power and creates instant manifest." This declaration aligns your speech with spiritual law and activates the ancient principle that forces the universe to respond to your commands. You've probably noticed that your most successful manifestations happened when you felt completely certain they would. This certainty created the spiritual state of unwavering expectation that activated the law and forced the universe to respond. When doubt creeps in, it weakens the spiritual case you're presenting. If these principles are awakening something powerful within you, I want you to comment below and declare, "I am divinely guided and abundantly blessed." When you write these words, you are not just making a statement, you are activating this ancient spiritual law in your life. Your written declaration becomes a formal announcement to a higher intelligence that you understand your power as a co-creator, and you expect immediate manifestation. The act of writing this creates a spiritual contract between you and the universe, establishing your unwavering expectation and compelling divine forces to respond. To cultivate absolute faith, you must understand that faith is not hope. Faith is not. Hope acknowledges the possibility of failure, while faith acknowledges only the certainty of success. When you hope for something, you are entertaining doubt. When you have faith, you know it will happen, because you understand the spiritual laws that govern manifest. This absolute faith grows stronger with repeated experience. Every time you apply these principles and get results, your faith deepens. Every manifestation becomes evidence that builds your confidence in the process. Eventually, you reach a point where you know these laws work as reliably as gravity or electricity. The universe responds to your level of spiritual certainty. When you are absolutely sure your desire will manifest, you broadcast a frequency that compels a higher intelligence to arrange circumstances, people, and opportunities to bring your desire into reality. When you are uncertain or doubtful, you broadcast a frequency that creates delay, confusion, and mixed results. This spiritual frequency of absolute certainty must be activated through conscious declaration. Speak these words with conviction, "My desires manifest in perfect ways under grace." When you declare this truth, you align your energy with the frequency of inevitable success. Unwavering expectation means maintaining your certainty, regardless of external circumstance. Even when physical evidence suggests your desire might not manifest, unwavering expectation continues to know that it will. This steadfast spiritual stance creates the conditions for a breakthrough. Alexander Graham Bell exemplifies this spiritual law through his unwavering faith in transmitting voice over wires. When Bell declared he would send human speech across telegraph lines, the scientific community called him crazy. They believed telegraphs were for coded messages, not conversation. It was seen as impossible. Yet, Bell held on to his vision, working tirelessly in his lab despite repeated failures and a lack of funds. His spiritual certainty never wavered, even when his own assistant questioned the project's feasibility. On March 10, 1876, when Bell accidentally spilled battery acid and called out, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you," his unwavering expectation finally forced the universe to say yes. Watson heard those words clearly through the device in another room. The first successful telephone call in history. Bell's absolute faith didn't just create the telephone, it revolutionized human communication forever, proving that spiritual certainty can manifest what seems impossible. You may also notice that the universe often tests your faith before manifesting your desires. These tests can show up as delays, obstacles, or temporary setbacks that challenge your certainty. Their purpose is to strengthen your spiritual conviction and ensure your faith is unshakable before granting your request. During these tests, maintaining unwavering expectation is crucial. The universe is watching to see if you will hold on to your certainty when circumstances suggest otherwise. Those who pass these tests by maintaining absolute faith receive their manifestations. Those who fail, by letting doubt weaken their expectation, have to wait until their faith is strong enough to pass the test. Another way to force the universe to say yes is through persistent declaration. This means continuing to declare your desires until they manifest, no matter how long it takes or what obstacles appear. Persistent declaration shows a higher intelligence, that your faith is unshakable and your expectation is unwavering. The universe operates on divine timing, which means your desires will manifest at the perfect moment for maximum benefit. Persistent declaration ensures that you maintain the right spiritual stance throughout the entire manifestation process. It keeps your faith active and your expectations strong until physical reality aligns with spiritual reality. Perhaps the most profound understanding is realizing that you already have everything you desire in the spiritual realm. Your job is simply to bring it from the invisible into the visible through the proper application of spiritual law. When you understand that your desires already exist spiritually, declaring them becomes natural and expectation becomes automatic. This perspective eliminates the need for begging or hoping. You don't beg for something you already own. You don't plead for something that's already yours. You don't hope for something that's already certain. You simply declare what is true spiritually and expect it to manifest physically. This ancient law also requires that your desires align with your divine purpose. The universe will say yes to any desire that serves your highest good and contributes to the greater good of all. Selfish desires that would harm others or limit your spiritual growth may be delayed or rerouted towards something better. This alignment often means that the universe says yes in ways that exceed your original expectation. When you declare something in faith and maintain unwavering expectation, a higher intelligence may manifest something even better than what you requested, because it can see the bigger picture of your life's purpose. Learning to recognize when the universe is saying yes requires spiritual sensitivity and patience. Sometimes the universe says yes immediately. Other times it says yes, but begins orchestrating events that will unfold over time. In both cases, maintaining absolute faith and unwavering expectation ensures that you receive your manifestation. You've likely noticed that doubt is the only thing that can stop this spiritual law from working. When you doubt your desires, question your worthiness, or waver in your expectation, you weaken the spiritual case you're presenting to the universe. Doubt creates spiritual static that interferes with clear manifestation. Overcoming doubt requires understanding that your desires come from a higher intelligence itself. The universe wouldn't give you a desire for something it didn't intend for you to have. Your desires are divine assignments, invitations to expand into a greater expression of your divine nature. When you understand that your desires are divinely inspired, maintaining faith becomes easier. You're not forcing the universe to give you something foreign to its will. You're aligning with something that a higher intelligence wants for you even more than you want it for yourself. The spiritual law that forces the universe to say yes also includes the element of gratitude. When you express genuine gratitude for your desires before they manifest physically, you demonstrate absolute faith that they are already yours spiritually. This gratitude amplifies the power of your declarations and speeds up manifestation. Gratitude also raises your spiritual frequency to match the frequency of your desires. When you're grateful for something, you emit the same energy as when you actually possess. This energetic alignment creates the conditions needed for rapid manifestation. Another crucial understanding is that this spiritual law works for everyone, regardless of their background, education, or current circumstances. The universe doesn't play favorites. It responds to the proper application of spiritual principles with mathematical precision. When anyone applies absolute faith and unwavering expectation correctly, they will receive positive results. This means that your current limitations have no power over your future manifestation. Whether you're rich or poor, educated or not, young or old, the same principles will work for you when applied correctly. The universe judges only the quality of your faith and the strength of your expectation. Understanding that spiritual law operates beyond physical circumstances gives you tremendous power over your destiny. No matter what your current situation looks like, you can use absolute faith and unwavering expectation to command the universe to manifest something better. Your spiritual power transcends any physical limitation. You may have been waiting for external conditions to improve before expecting your desires to manifest. But spiritual law works in reverse. You use your spiritual power to change external conditions not the other way around. When you apply absolute faith and unwavering expectation, you force the universe to rearrange physical circumstances to match your spiritual declarations. This understanding frees you from believing you are a victim of circumstance. You become the master of your destiny, someone who understands how to use spiritual law to create desired outcomes, regardless of your starting point. You stop being a victim and become a creator. This ancient spiritual law also requires that you act on the opportunities the universe provides in response to your declarations. Faith without corresponding action is incomplete. When you declare something with absolute faith and maintain unwavering expectation, the universe will provide opportunities for manifestation, but you must take action on those opportunities. This partnership between spiritual declaration and physical action creates the perfect conditions for manifestation. Your declarations activate spiritual law, and your actions provide the physical channel through which spiritual reality becomes physical reality. Both elements are essential for a complete manifestation. You may have experienced times when you felt strongly guided to take certain actions that led to unexpected opportunities or breakthrough. These experiences were the universe responding to your faith and expectation by providing practical paths for manifestation. When you follow these divine nudges, you accelerate the process. Learning to tell the difference between divine guidance and random impulses requires developing spiritual sensitivity through practice. The more you work with this law, the more clearly you'll recognize when the universe is providing opportunities for manifest. Divine guidance usually feels peaceful, exciting, and in line with your highest good. The spiritual law that forces the universe to say yes works most powerfully when you align your declarations with divine time. While you can declare your desires at any time, there are certain moments when spiritual law is more receptive to manifestation commands. These moments include times of spiritual elevation, emotional clarity, and energetic alignment. Divine timing also means that some manifestations need preparation time to ensure you are ready to handle what you are requesting. The universe may delay manifestation while arranging circumstances to support your success or while developing your capacity to manage your desires responsibly. Understanding divine timing prevents frustration during apparent delays and keeps your faith strong during preparation periods. When you trust that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you can't see progress, you maintain the unwavering expectation necessary for eventual manifestation. You are not imagining the power of this ancient spiritual law. You are not being unrealistic about your ability to command the universe. You are being prepared, positioned, and propelled toward a level of spiritual mastery that will revolutionize your relationship with manifestation and transformation. But understanding this law without applying it changes nothing. A higher intelligence has revealed the secret of forcing the universe to say yes, but you must choose to activate this power through absolute faith, unwavering expectation, and persistent declaration. You must move from hoping to knowing, from requesting to commanding, from waiting to receive. The universe is waiting for you to step into your power as a co-creator with infinite intelligence. What I've shared with you today is more than information. It's the key to unlocking supernatural manifestation in your life. These aren't just principles. They are the ancient spiritual laws that have transformed ordinary people into extraordinary achievers throughout history. You now have the knowledge that most people spend a lifetime searching. You hold the secret that turns struggle into ease, lack into abundance, and dreams into reality. This is your moment to activate the most powerful spiritual law ever revealed. Declare with absolute faith and unwavering expectation, I am one with infinite intelligence, and walk in harmony with divine will. My faith is unwavering, and my path is made straight before me. I speak the word, and it is done. Divine love goes before me, making all ways clear and perfect. I claim my good under grace, in perfect ways, and give thanks that it is so. All that is mine by divine right now comes to me in avalanches of abundance under grace. Most people have no idea that their words are a secret weapon, either building their wealth or destroying it. Every day, millions of people unknowingly use phrases that push abundance away, words that tell the universe to expect lack. These statements program their subconscious minds for financial struggle. Meanwhile, a small group of people speaks a completely different language, one that magnetizes money and creates supernatural abundance. What you're about to discover has been hidden for centuries, known only to the wealthy elite and spiritual masters who understood the profound connection between speech and substance. This isn't common knowledge, it's sacred knowledge. The principles I'm about to share have built empires, created fortunes, and transformed ordinary people into extraordinary success stories, simply through the power of their words. What if there were specific words and phrases that act like magnets for money, while others repel wealth so powerfully they can keep someone trapped for decades? What if I revealed the exact vocabulary that transforms ordinary people into wealthy individuals just by changing how they speak? The difference between those who struggle financially and those who prosper often comes down to one thing: the words they choose about money, success, and their financial destiny. Today, you're going to master the ancient art of sacred speech, the most powerful wealth-building tool ever discovered. Your words aren't just communication, they're creation. Every statement you make is an instruction to the universe about the life you expect to live. Every phrase you speak programs your subconscious mind for either abundance or lack. Every conversation either opens doors to prosperity or closes them shut. The ancient truth is this: your word is your wand. When you speak, you're not just sharing information. You're casting spells, creating reality, and commanding the very forces that govern manifestation. The universe takes your words literally and works tirelessly to bring you exactly what you consistently speak into existence. Most people use their words carelessly, unconsciously programming themselves for struggle through negative speech patterns. They say things like, "I can't afford it," "money doesn't grow on trees," or "I'm broke," without realizing these are powerful incantations that create the very lack they're describing. But wealthy people speak differently. They understand their words are instruments of creation, and they choose each phrase deliberately to align with abundance. They never say they're broke, because they know that declaration would instruct the universe to keep them in poverty. Instead, they speak as if wealth is already theirs, because they understand that their speech creates their reality. Understanding that your current financial situation is a direct result of your word patterns changes everything. If you're struggling, examine how you've been speaking about money. If you're experiencing lack, listen to the poverty consciousness flowing from your mouth. Your words created your current reality, and your words can create a new one. The power of sacred speech operates on multiple levels simultaneously. When you speak words of abundance, you're programming your subconscious mind to notice opportunities for wealth. You're instructing the universe to arrange circumstances that support prosperity. You're aligning your energy with the frequency of abundance. You're commanding spiritual forces to manifest financial increase in your life. Divine intelligence responds to your words with mathematical precision. When you consistently speak abundance, you receive abundance. When you persistently speak lack, you receive lack. The universe doesn't judge your words as good or bad. It simply creates whatever you're speaking most consistently and passionately. To speak wealth into existence, you must replace poverty language with prosperity language. Instead of saying, "I can't afford it," you say, "I choose to invest my money differently right now." Instead of declaring, "I'm broke," you affirm, "I'm in a temporary cash flow situation that's improving daily." Instead of complaining, "Money is tight," you declare, "Money flows to me easily and abundantly." These may seem like small changes, but they create massive shifts in your consciousness and circumstances. When you refuse to speak lack, you stop creating lack. When you consistently speak abundance, you begin manifesting abundance. Your words become the bridge between your current reality and your desired reality. Perhaps the most powerful wealth-building phrase you can speak is, "Money comes to me easily and frequently from expected and unexpected sources." This statement programs your subconscious mind to recognize multiple streams of income. It instructs the universe to send money through various channels and opens your consciousness to receive wealth in ways you might never have imagined. Another transformative phrase is, "I am a money magnet, and prosperity flows to me naturally." When you speak these words with conviction, you're declaring your spiritual identity as someone who attracts wealth. You're programming your energy field to draw financial opportunities and commanding the universe to treat you as a magnet for abundance. Let's supplement our vocal affirmations with written declarations, which carry tremendous power. I want you to comment below and declare, "I claim my divine inheritance of unlimited abundance." When you write these words, you're not just making a statement. You're activating the sacred power of written affirmations. Your declaration becomes a spiritual contract with the universe, programming your subconscious mind for prosperity. You'll also notice that grateful speech dramatically accelerates manifestation. When you speak with genuine appreciation for the money you've already received, you create space for more money to flow to you. Phrases like, "I'm so grateful for the abundance flowing into my life," and "I appreciate every dollar that comes to me," create an energetic field that attracts additional prosperity. The biblical account of Joshua and the walls of Jericho demonstrates the miraculous power of faith-filled speech. When Joshua faced the impossible task of conquering a city surrounded by massive walls, he was given an unusual strategy: march around the city for 7 days, while speaking declarations of victory. On the 7th day, thousands of voices united in a powerful shout, declaring triumph before any evidence appeared. As their collective faith-filled speech rang out, the massive walls collapsed instantly. The miracle occurred not through physical force, but through the power of a unified vocal declaration. The sacred art of wealth-building speech also includes speaking your financial goals as if they're already accomplished. Instead of saying, "I want to be wealthy," you declare, "I am wealthy, and my wealth increases daily." Instead of hoping, "Maybe I'll have financial freedom someday," you state, "I enjoy complete financial freedom right now." This present tense language tells your subconscious mind that wealth is your current reality, not a future possibility. Understanding the difference between wishful thinking and powerful speaking is crucial. Wishful thinking uses uncertain language like "I hope," "maybe," "someday," or "if only," which creates doubt and delays manifestation. Powerful speaking uses definitive language like "I am," "I have," "I receive," and "I experience," which creates certainty and accelerates manifestation. Another way to transform your financial reality is by speaking a blessing over your money before you spend it. Instead of reluctantly parting with your cash, you can say, "I bless this money as it goes out, knowing it returns to me multiple." This creates a spiritual circulation system, where your money becomes a seed that grows into a harvest of increased abundance. You may have experienced moments when speaking positively about money seemed to attract more almost immediately. These were demonstrations of the law of attraction responding to your wealth-building words. When you align your speech with abundance, the universe conspires to bring you opportunities, ideas, and resources that support increased prosperity. Walt Disney exemplifies the transformative power of wealth-building speech through his unwavering verbal commitment to his impossible dreams. When Disney first pitched the idea of Mickey Mouse, distributors laughed at him, calling it ridiculous and unmarketable. Instead of accepting their negative assessment, Disney consistently spoke of Mickey Mouse as if he were already a beloved global icon. He would say, "Mickey is going to change entertainment forever, and children around the world will love Mickey Mouse," speaking these declarations with absolute conviction despite having no evidence to support them. When he envisioned Disneyland, bankers refused to fund what they called Disney's folly, but he continued speaking of his theme park in present tense language. "Disneyland is the happiest place on earth, and families are creating magical memories at Disneyland right now." His consistent wealth-building speech created such powerful belief in his team and investors that they eventually provided the resources needed to make it a reality. Disney's words literally spoke a multi-billion-dollar empire into existence, proving that persistent positive speech about your dreams can override any external opposition and manifest seemingly impossible success. You may have also noticed that complaining about money drives money away, while praising it brings it closer. When you speak negatively about wealthy people, expensive purchases, or high-priced services, you're programming your subconscious mind to reject wealth. When you speak positively about prosperity, success, and abundance, you're programming your mind to attract and accept wealth. The words you speak about other people's success directly impact your own ability to succeed. When you celebrate others' prosperity with genuine enthusiasm, you align yourself with abundance consciousness. When you criticize, resent, or gossip about others' wealth, you align yourself with lack consciousness. Your speech toward others creates the energetic container for your own financial experience. Learning to speak abundance even during financial challenges requires spiritual maturity and conscious choice. When bills are due and money is scarce, your natural tendency might be to speak lack and limitation. But this is precisely when wealth-building speech becomes most powerful and necessary. Speaking abundance during apparent lack is an act of faith that commands the universe to shift your circumstance. Phrases like, "This temporary situation is improving rapidly," and "Divine intelligence is arranging my financial breakthrough right now," Maintain your connection to abundance consciousness. These statements acknowledge your current reality without agreeing to make it permanent. They create an expectation for change rather than a resignation to struggle. The sacred power of words also includes speaking specific amounts with confidence and gratitude. Instead of vaguely hoping for more money, you can declare, I gratefully received $10,000 this month through multiple channels. Specific amounts give the universe clear instructions for manifestation and program your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities that match your declared intention. You must speak your financial declarations with authority and conviction. Wishy-washy, uncertain speech creates wishy-washy, uncertain results. But when you speak wealth with the same confidence you'd use to state your name, you activate the full power of spiritual law. Your words carry creative force when they carry absolute certainty. Perhaps the most transformative understanding is recognizing that your habitual speech patterns are creating your financial patterns. If you consistently speak lack, you consistently experience lack. If you persistently speak struggle, you persistently experience struggle. But when you deliberately choose to speak abundance, wealth, and prosperity consistently, you begin creating those experiences in your life. This conscious choice to speak wealth requires vigilance and practice. You must catch yourself when old poverty language tries to emerge and immediately replace it with abundance language. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to practice wealth-building speech. Every interaction becomes a chance to program your subconscious for prosperity. When you declare prosperity with unwavering faith, you must command these words with absolute authority. My words are creative power, and I speak wealth into existence now. This declaration activates the sacred principle that transforms speech into substance and words into wealth. The universe has been waiting for you to discover that your voice is your most powerful manifestation tool. Every word you speak is either building wealth or building lack. Every phrase you utter is either opening abundance or closing. Every statement you make is either aligning you with prosperity or with poverty. Another essential aspect of wealth-building speech is speaking gratitude for money before it arrives. Phrases like, I'm so grateful for the abundance that's coming to me today, and I appreciate the financial miracles that are manifesting in my life right now, create an energetic vacuum that the universe fills with actual abundance. You may also notice that speaking about money with joy and excitement attracts money faster than speaking about it with stress and anxiety. The emotional energy behind your words determines how quickly the universe responds to your declaration. Joyful speech about wealth creates a joyful manifestation of wealth. The power of wealth-building speech extends beyond your personal declarations to include how you speak about money in all your conversations. When someone mentions financial struggle, instead of agreeing with their lack, you can redirect a conversation toward abundance possibilities. Your words become seeds of prosperity that you plant in every interaction. Understanding that your speech creates your financial reality makes you incredibly powerful, but also incredibly responsible. You can no longer blame circumstances, the economy, or other people for your financial situation. This awareness demands that you choose your words carefully and speak only what you want to experience. When you speak about past financial mistakes, you can choose language that creates wisdom rather than shame. Instead of saying, I was so stupid with money, you can declare, I learned valuable lessons that make me wiser with money now. This reframing transforms your past into an asset rather than a liability. The sacred speech also includes speaking blessing and increase over your work, your business, and your income sources. You can declare, my work is abundantly blessed and compensated, and my business attracts ideal customers who pay premium prices gladly. These statements program your professional life for prosperity rather than struggle. Perhaps you've been unconsciously speaking limitation over your financial future through phrases like, I'll never have enough money, or people like me don't get rich. These declarations have been creating the very limitations you've been experiencing. But now that you understand the power of your words, you can choose to speak abundance into your future with declarations like, my wealth increases exponentially, and I am worthy of unlimited prosperity. You must also speak with present tense certainty, rather than future possibility. Instead of saying, I will be wealthy, declare, I am wealthy now. The universe responds to current declarations, not future intention. When you speak as if abundance is already yours, you align with the energy of having rather than wanting. The words you speak in private have just as much creative power as the words you speak in public. Your inner dialogue is constantly programming your subconscious mind and instructing the universe about your expectations. When you catch yourself thinking poverty thoughts, immediately speak abundance truths out loud to override the negative program. Learning to speak wealth into existence becomes a spiritual practice that requires consistency and commitment. Like any practice, it becomes more natural and powerful with repetition. Every day you choose abundance language over lack language. You strengthen your prosperity consciousness and accelerate your manifestation abilities. You are not imagining the creative power of your work. You are being prepared, positioned, and propelled toward a revolutionary understanding of how your voice creates your wealth. But understanding these principles without implementing them changes nothing. Divine intelligence has revealed the secret of turning words into wealth, but you must choose to activate this power through conscious, consistent, abundance-focused speech. You must stop speaking poverty and start speaking prosperity with every breath you take. The universe is waiting for you to claim your power as a wealth creator through sacred speech. What I've shared with you today is more than information. It's the very key to unlocking supernatural abundance through the words you speak. These principles have transformed countless lives and built immeasurable fortunes. You now possess the knowledge that turns ordinary speech into extraordinary wealth. You hold the secret that transforms struggling people into prosperous people through the simple act of choosing abundant words over lacking ones. This is your moment to activate the most powerful wealth-building tool you possess, your voice. As you step into this new level of wealth-building consciousness, you must speak these words with absolute conviction and unshakable faith. I am one with infinite abundance, and my words create my abundant reality. Divine prosperity flows through my speech into my life. I speak, and wealth appears. I declare, and money manifests. My voice is my wand, my words are my power, and my speech creates my supernatural abundance. All that I speak in faith comes to pass in perfect ways under grace.